process, so we will give them a couple of minutes to get over here. But if anybody is in here, hello. Looks like there's 5, 6 or so people in here. If you're watching over on YouTube or Facebook, you can click on the little QR code. I think there's a link or something that'll bring you over here if you want to bid on anything. I appreciate all the pre-bids. Got, I think, 10 things with pre-bids so far. So we'll get to those early on. Welcome in, Julie C., PRD Blonde, Love Always. Thank you for coming in. We will get started here shortly. I know Lillian will rate us probably promptly at noon, and then we'll get started. I do have for the giveaway 10 antique postcards, including a couple of RPPCs and some different floral ones. I think there's some Christmas ones in here, so that will be the giveaway. We'll get that started as soon as we get rated. If you do see anything you want me to bring up, feel free to put the lot number in the chat, or you can pre-bid. I'll keep an eye on the pre-bids. And also have a ton of stuff in the buy it now. I think I have 200 items in there. And I do take offers on those if anybody wants to make an offer on anything. While we wait for Lillian, as I mentioned, I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee. In addition to selling on Whatnot, I sell on a bunch of other different online platforms, and also have 3 antique booths in the Knoxville area. So if you're ever driving through, make sure you check out West End Antiques, Beard and Antique Mall, or Granny's Attic Antiques in Clinton, Tennessee. Hey, Punk Funk Junk, Fant Judy, Shannage, thanks for stopping by. We will get started here in just a second. Looks like it's high noon, so Lillian should be rating here any second now. Hey, Brian, Dry Creek Trading Company. And excuse me, if anybody has any upcoming shows, feel free to put those in the chat. Here we go. I think we're ready to roll now. So welcome in, everybody. I won't try to yell out everybody's names since so many people came in, but I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures. Welcome to Paperpalooza 12. Thanks to Lillian, Marla, Ferrari's Finds, anybody else I've missed who's involved in it. Thanks for organizing this, Danielle over at Ferrari's Finds. And here's the giveaway. We'll get started. I have a lot to get through, so I won't do a lot of talking. But we have 10 antique postcards, including a couple of RPPCs for the giveaway. So let me go ahead and get that started, and then you can get in on that. And then we will start running things. So start giveaway. All right, that's running, so make sure you get in the giveaway for those. And if you have any requests for anything, feel free to put the lot number in the chat, or you can just pre-bid, and we'll try to get to those as soon as possible. I'll probably do the big photo album at 12:30. That'll take a little while to get through, so I'll probably try to get through all the other pre-bids before that, and then we will do the photo album at 11:30. So let me check my pre-bids over here, and we will start with, wow, thanks for all the pre-bids. We got a lot. So tell you what, let's go ahead and do 28. That is going to be the full set of tobacco cards. Let me flip the camera around. Y'all don't need to look at me the whole show, and I think it'll be easier to show if we do that. All right. Hope everybody's having a happy Valentine's Day. I do have some Valentine's cards in the catalogs. I think it's 50 or so vintage Valentine's cards. So let me pin this. Haven't done a show in a while, so it might be a little rusty, but let me pin it. All right, so this is a set of 50 1936 John Player and Sons tobacco cards, and it's the Motor Car series. Just show them real quick, then we'll start this. And then here's what the backs look like on these, if you want to see one there. And we'll go ahead and start this. And got an $11 pre-bid, it looks like. So start auction. Let's see, we will do $1 starting bid. We will run everything at 20 seconds, not sudden death, and here we go. That is running. For the complete set of 1936 John Player and Son tobacco cards, thank you, Chevy Builder. Thank you, Millicent's Memories. Got to figure out which glasses are going to work best for me today. My reading glasses or my computer glasses? It's bad when you get old and you have to have a different pair of glasses for everything. All right, Chevy Builder took those. Thanks for the bids, everyone. Make sure you get in the giveaway. We only have 13 entries for the 10 antique postcards. Let's see what we got next. So next we have lot 20, which is going to be the Davy Crockett booklet. So there's that. Let me pin it. Hey, Math Dog, The Bird and Co. Anybody else I've missed? Also, make sure you check your rewards. Click the crown at the top. There are discounts at certain levels there. So here's Davy Crockett, Fabulous Frontier Fighter. This is from 1955, and it's just got information about Davy Crockett, the real Davy Crockett. At the end, it does have a little section on the movie that Disney did. We'll go ahead and start this, and it is running. Davy Crockett, Fabulous Frontier Fighter. And it doesn't surprise me that Millicent's Memories bid on this, since she is a fellow Tennessean, just like myself and Davy Crockett. And Millicent's Memories will be on after me, so we'll be rating her. All right, good deal there. And I am starting everything at $1 today, as you might have noticed. So let's see what we got next. We have the Pause for Living magazines. These are pretty cool. I think these are from the 50s. I've had 60s of these before, but I've never had ones from the 50s. So what these were, I think the Coca-Cola bottling company would give these away either at the grocery store, or in this case, they would mail it to people. And they were just decorating ideas. So a lot of very mid-century modern stuff in here, but it all involved Coke, a Coke theme. So, you know, somewhere in all these pictures, there's usually a Coke bottle or something else, although it doesn't look like there is there. But yeah, here they have the Cokes on ice. So this is a spring 1957, a summer 1957. This one does have some staining on the front. But you can see they've built some kind of big tower. It's a hobo party. Those are hobo bags. Then we have summer 1958. So yeah, if you like, if you scrapbook, let's see, we got Mongo Files won the giveaway. Congratulations. They got their 20 Mule Team borax box back there. And then finally we have winter of 1957. So this one's probably got a lot of Christmas themed stuff, I would guess. So we'll go ahead and get that one started. Thanks for all the bids. Start auction. And tell you what, I'm going to change to 15 seconds in the interest of time. And that is running. Oh, thanks for the raid, Jilly Bean. Sorry I missed that. 1957. Pause for, one 1958, 3 1957. And Tammy's Passions took that one. Thank you so much. As I mentioned, at 12:30, we'll run the big photo album, which has some really cool photos in it. Let's see. So next we have lot 13. We're going through all the pre-bids right now. So if you want to put a pre-bid on something, we'll definitely get to that. So this is, where is that? There it is. So this is a catalog for Randy's Record Shop, and I did a little research, and I guess this guy used to be he was a DJ in Nashville, and he owned the largest record shop in the country, and it was all mail order. Best I can tell, this is from the 50s. I found this exact copy in a couple of places. But it's just got a list of all the LPs you could order. And if you were in the armed forces, you got a 10% discount. And it's got images of different musicians from the day. So there's the Mills Brothers. So it's mostly going to be probably country. I can't remember if Elvis was in here yet or not. This might have been right before. But so here's the Drifters, Ruth Brown, Joe Turner. There's the packaging room where they did all the packaging. This does have some condition issues, as you can see. So, but yes, a really cool thing, and it's in Gallatin, close to where I used to live in Nashville. So, all right, here we go. This is going to start right now, and that is off and running. Randy's Record Shop in Gallatin, Tennessee. So, going to see Wayne King, Kid King, Saunders King, Pee Wee King, BB King. There were a lot of kings selling stuff back then, or making music. All right, Math Dog took that. Thank you so much for the bids. Hey, welcome in, Laurie SC. And let's see what we got next. This is another cool item here. See how well I can show them. So these are going to be some Duke Blue Devils photo negatives from the 1930s and 1940s. And I've sold some of these on some other platforms for some pretty good money, but thought I would bring these here and see how they do. So you got game action here. Obviously, negatives are a little tough to show sometime. I couldn't identify like particular games with these. Like I had some Rose Bowl ones are the ones that did really well, and I don't know, these could be from there, but they were just kind of in a big pile of negatives. So there's a particular player. So somebody could probably get these and do some research. And there's him. And then there's another one at the Duke Stadium. So we will go ahead and get these started. That is running. All right, we got Datacron in at $1. No Duke fans in the show. Great deal on that. Oh, Daniel comes in at the very last second. Just about called it. All right, Daniel came in and got those. Congratulations. Hey, Craze collects the Thrifted Thread. Brandon Case, Wainber, anybody else that I missed, thanks for coming in the show today. We'll be going to Millicent's Memories next at 1 o'clock. We'll be doing the big photo album at 12:30. All right, let's see what we got next. So next we have one of the star charts. When I was a kid, I can remember having one of these. It was very similar to this one, and going outside and looking up and trying to match up to the constellations. This had a copyright date of 1957, I think. Somewhere. One of these. Yeah, copyright 1957. But this particular one, I guess they would come and add, like a sticker on the back for the different years. So this has the planets you can see in 64, 65, and 66. And then here were the meteors that you could see. I'm assuming one of these years. It just has dates. But, you would spin this and match up the month and the time, and then you could look up in the sky and see that. So we'll go ahead and start this one. And it is running. The Star and Satellite Pathfinder. But yeah, like I said, I remember I had one exactly like this. I don't know if it was the same brand, but when I was a kid, I used to be really into the stars. Now I can identify the North or the Big Dipper and Orion, and that's about it. That's the extent of my astronomy knowledge. So, thank you, Linda Joe. All right, next up, this is another cool item. This is one I actually just added at the last minute almost. This is a box of, well, it was originally 20. There's 2 cards missing, but it's the Dolls of Many Lands, and it was made by Titchener Brothers in Boston, Massachusetts. So if you look in here, all the cards, really colorful, and it identifies what it is on the back. So this one's a doll of Scotland, and I believe I said the envelopes were in here. Let me just make sure. Pretty sure they were. Yeah, and then there's envelopes on the bottom. I didn't count the envelopes to make sure there were enough. But let me go ahead and start this, and then we'll kind of go through the stack while it runs. So let's go ahead and start it, and that is off and running. So these would make great notes to somebody, or I guess if people scrapbook or whatever. But I love the colors on these. And Millicent's Memories took those. Congratulations. Dolls of Many Lands. All right, next up, we have lot 26. This is going to be some postcards. If I can find them here. Let's see. Well, what did I do with lot 26? Oh, there they are. I have everything in numerical order, so they should not be that hard to find. I was just not, they were kind of hidden behind my laptop over here. So this is going to be, no, I have not run the World's Fair button Treasured Flea. So I can run that next. Let me just go ahead and grab it so I don't forget. Yeah, so we'll run that next. All right, so this is going to be 10 postcards, and they all have sports venues on them. You have the Rose Bowl. Then we have Harvard Stadium. And then the Boston Garden. And then Madison Square Garden. And then the University of Virginia Stadium in Charlottesville. And then there's the University of Dayton. And the Coliseum Exposition Park. So I guess that's just the Los Angeles Coliseum. And there's University of Texas. Excuse me. There is Al Lang Field in St. Petersburg, so it's a baseball stadium. And then there's the fairgrounds in Tampa. So I included it because it looked like baseball fields, although it's not technically a stadium. All right, we'll go ahead and start this, and it is running. All the different postcards of stadiums. Looks like Millicent's Memories is the only one that wants stadium postcards, and she took those. Congratulations. Get these back in the bag. Hey to Bunny's Mausoleum, Handbug, welcome in. All right, so now we'll run this little World's Fair pin. Let me go ahead and pin this. It's lot 05. All right. Hey, Emily 2014. Brains, Booty Beauty, welcome in. So this is very, very tiny, but it is a 1933 World's Fair. I was there. So I was not at this World's Fair. I was at the 1982 World's Fair, but didn't quite make it to this one. I am old, but not that old. All right, so we'll go ahead and start this. And it's running. It's hard to get it to focus there. Thanks for the bids, everyone. Got Math Dog in at 3. Sorry, that one won't focus very well. All right. Hey, Laura. Hey, the Picker Nose. Thanks for stopping by. All right, we'll jump back over to pre-bids now. It looks like we still have 8 products with pre-bids. So, all right, we'll go to the Valentine's cards. Tell you what I may do on this one is just run it for a minute. I'll go ahead and just start it. Let me show a couple, then we'll start it for a minute, and then we'll finish showing them. So there were a couple of mechanical ones in here, I think. So these, a lot of them do have names on the back. There was one from Roger, but there are 50 of these. And I guess a lot of them were to Barbara. Tell you what, let me go ahead. Oh, I need to pin that. My grandson went to his first little Valentine's Day party the other day, and I think he got some cards and stuff. So I remember giving these out in school. All right, start auction. We're going to go for a minute. Let's see, 12, we're good on time. So I'm just going to do it for a minute and a half. And all right, it's running. So let me go ahead and start showing these. I'm not going to show the back because, well, I'll flip it over as I move it. Let me get to the ones on the bottom. I think that one wasn't a mechanical one there. I know there was at least one that moved. Yeah, here we go. Here's one that, please don't break my heart. She's on the bicycle there. This little girl with the horse. Somebody playing putt-putt. Oh, let me pull this other mechanical one off the back. Yeah, then you had this smart as a fox there. Thanks for the bids, everyone. We have Linda Joe in the lead. 20 seconds left. I don't know if I'll make it through quite all these, but getting close. If you want to see the rest, keep bidding. $50 vintage postcards. We got Linda Joe still in the lead. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. And there we go. The rest will be a surprise there. There were only about 4 left. So thanks for the bids, everyone. Don't forget I have a lot in the buy it now as well. I think 200 or so items in there. All right, let me get these back in the bag. Oh, and all this stuff will ship out on Monday. So you should have your stuff sometime next week, depending on where you live. Or, okay, they'll ship out Tuesday. I get an extra day. I'll probably still package them up on Monday. So, but yeah, that's good to know. I would have been scrambling and run to the post office. So, all right, now we got 31. And this was truly a last second ad because I added this like 10 minutes before the show started. I just happened to find them. These are going to be some pinup arcade cards, and there's 8 of them. And they all have printed in the USA. I think they're all in pretty good shape. This is probably the worst one. You can see kind of on the edge. That one's dinged up a little bit. They don't have anything on the back, but they're like on a heavy cardstock. They're probably from one of those companies like Exhibit Supply Company or one of those that did the arcade cards. These don't have a company marked on them. So you're getting all 8 of those. We'll go ahead and get it started. We will not run this one for a minute and a half. Let's go back to 15 seconds. And that is off and running. The vintage pinup arcade cards. We got Daniel in. Thanks for the bid. They look so happy to be frolicking around. Well, I guess that's just a walking stick there, maybe. Datacron is in at 9, and Datacron took them. Thank you so much. Hey, Jade VC, Christy Cam, Ferrari's Finds, welcome in. All right, let's see what we got next. Still got 8 things with pre-bids. As I mentioned at 12:30, so in about 8 minutes, we'll do the big photo album. And now we have lot 27. So if this was a normal one on my show, we would like read a lot of these. I read a couple, but they're all love letters from the 1960s. They're all from the same person, same guy to the same girl. There was one that wasn't in an envelope. There's actually 25 of them plus these 2 extra sheets, but just to kind of give you a little flavor. Hi, sweetheart. I only have 2 sheets of paper left as you may be Seeing some strange paper soon. We played ball after I talked to you tonight. Everyone up here had bet on whether somebody would have a goal or no, a girl or boy. Some of them pulled out quarters. Not everyone that's in here is letter writing. Da, da, da. It's so hard to read these. I get my radio on to boot, or I got my radio on to boot. Today was my first big payday. Even got paid for that day. I took off for graduation. So anyway, there's 25 of these. They're just going to have to be a surprise as to what is in these. They should be fun to read, though. They were all from Huntsville, Alabama. This guy worked at the Rocket Center, I think. Going back to Knoxville, I believe, is where the girl lived. I think she may have been a student at UT. A lot of the envelopes still have stamps on them, but we're just going to run them, and content will be a surprise. And here we go. But if anybody likes reading love letters, then this is a good lot for you. I mean, I read a few and the content was, fairly interesting. So, Cat Stance Mom is going to take them. Thank you so much. All right, next up, we have the Rhythm and Blues magazines from the 1950s. And these are another thing. I've sold a couple of these on other platforms, for decent money. These two were not in quite as good a condition, or at least this one. This one's got Clyde McPhatter on the cover, and they're from the let's see when this one's from. This one's from 1956. And, they have some like pinup sections. Oh, thanks for the tip, Cat. Or Cat's Dance Mom. There's Ray Charles. So these were, targeted to an African American audience. But I know some of the ones I sold, they were still big on like showing Elvis and other white artists as well. And I mean, you got an advertisement for a Pat Boone movie in here of all things. So anyway, we're in both of these, and it is off and running for the two 1950s Rhythm and Blues magazines. Oh, Johnny Mathis and Nat King Cole are on the cover of this one. Thank you, Math Dog. Welcome in, Bergalia. Probably butchered that, but anybody else I missed, thanks for coming in. I am Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Paperpalooza 12. We'll be going to Millicent's Memories next. Thank you so much, Math Dog. All right, let's see. We got about 4 minutes. Let's see if I can get through all these other pre-bids before we run the album real quick. Okay, so let's save that one. All right, we'll do number 8. And this is going to be the Florida School Herald. And this was a school for the deaf and the blind. And this is from 1934. And there were also some handwritten letters in here. There's quite a few little handwritten letters. But it's got an article here on Frank FDR. Got a Mother's Day poem in there. Let's see what else is in here. Something about silent movies. And then here's the information about the school back here. So you get these handwritten letters plus the magazine, and we will go ahead and get that started. And it is running. Hey, R Free, Denise Mott. Thanks to everybody coming in. We're going through all the pre-bids right now, and we got 2 photo albums that will run here in just a minute. All right, Cool Vintage Vibes took that one. All right, next up, let's do this miscellaneous ephemera lot. All right, let's see what all we have in here. We have the best Eastern travel guide, coast to coast, and it's just got stuff from every state, it looks like. There's a birthday card to somebody's son. Then there's a birthday card to a dad. There's something from Sears Roebuck and Company. I think this was like a warranty, a service contract there. Here's a receipt from State National Bank. Once again, I apologize to have to go so fast. These hour shows, you got to really run. In my normal shows, we would like spend more time looking at everything, but we'll get through as much as we can. There's a business card, some kind of a selective service system card. Here's some negatives. I don't know what they're of. Here's a class schedule. I'm not sure what school it's for. Maybe University of Tennessee, because a lot of this stuff came from Knoxville. There's like a cover for a climate control thing in a car, it looks like maybe. Here's an old American Express card application. Here's another Tennessee Valley Bank receipt. Looks like there's a couple of those. Here's a playing card with, I guess, Bambi on it. Here's just a postcard with some grades. It's an old campaign card for Jerry Crabtree for sheriff. Here's a Texaco credit card back when you used to go how to pray or how to say the rosary. There's a check from the Knoxville News Sentinel, which is the newspaper in Knoxville here. It's another receipt, another couple of receipts, and then finally there's something from the Lincoln National Life Insurance Company. I'm guessing it's probably a policy or something. Oh, somebody's sending their congratulations on their person's forthcoming marriage and saying they should buy their bride, the gift of life insurance. So nothing says I love you like life insurance. I mean, I guess it really does, but not the most exciting wedding gift. All right, let's go ahead and get this started. 15 seconds, and that's off and running for everything that was in this pile of stuff. All right, I guess we'll do the big photo album next. Still got, well, tell you what, let me try to get through these other pre-bids real quick, and then we'll do that. Thanks for the bids, everyone. Kipper Knitter got that one. All right, so we're going to do this photo of a boy with a toy horse. Let's see. I love this picture. So the whole thing here measures 11 inches by 7. Then you can see the picture inside's a little smaller. But it's this little boy looking lovingly at his toy horse. And it's signed Blackburn, Valdosta, Georgia. Is where the studio was. And then it does look like it was in a scrapbook at one time. So we'll go ahead and run this, and it is off and running. Ferrari's Finds is in at $1. Yeah, I love the look he's given. Thanks for the hearts, everyone. All right, Ferrari's Finds took that one. Let's see. And then next we'll do this Oldsmobile Owner's Manual, slide 18. A 1967, which means it's exactly the same age as me. And this was for the Oldsmobile 98, Delta 88, and Delmont. And, it's got all the usual stuff that you would expect to find in a owner's manual. So we'll just go ahead and get this one started, and it is running. 1967 Oldsmobile Owner's Manual. Thank you, Math Dog. Hey, Tina Tat. Hey, Tower CW, Fawka C. It looks like Math Dog's going to take that one down. Thank you so much. And all right, we'll go ahead. I think all we have left are the postcard albums and the wallet, and all those will take a little time to go through. So we're going to run the big postcard album first. Let me grab it. So this thing is jam-packed full of pictures. It's got around 350. It's actually a little more. There's some I didn't count because they were small or whatever, but you can see the actual outer binders in pretty good shape. This is in really good shape here. You can see there's a little bit of edge wear, but overall the leather's in decent condition. Let me take this off and we'll show some, and then we'll probably start a 2 or 3 minute thing. And I think almost all these were put in with photo corners too, which is always a good thing. So it's an old car. Everything is documented. Well, I won't say everything. A lot of them are documented. An inmate of the old something, must be a jail there. A lot of the pages are detached. Well, I won't say a lot. That one is. So at least one. But yeah, this thing is jam packed full of photos. A bunch of kids there. Keep an eye on the time so we make sure we have time to get to everything else as well. This is some kind of school, I think. It was probably a girls' school just based on the fact all the people in the pictures through here are female. Oh, look, it's that bunny rabbits. Yeah, they got some little bunny rabbits. The hat. Hey, Bill Waite, the oddity guy, welcome in. Rhonda. Anybody else I missed? Yeah, I wished I knew what school this was. Let's see, white-footed something. Here they're dressed up like Native Americans. Oh, here we go. Well, that just says main building, so I am not sure. I don't see anything that would indicate what school. Here's the girls' dormitory. Here's the Rogers home, if anybody. I don't know if this is somewhere in Tennessee, Millicent, or not. So yeah, this first part of the album seemed to be a lot of pictures of the girls' school. Now it looks like we're moving into other pictures here. And there are some missing. Thanks for the bids, everyone. Somebody's sitting on a hay bale or something, or maybe that's tobacco. Let's see. I'll try to get halfway through the album and then we'll start it. Let's see. We got 23 minutes left, so we should still be okay. The other photo album's much smaller than this. Somebody in their old car. Is that her? I think she's got a baby doll. Yep, baby doll there. Eating some watermelon. Look like they're enjoying it. Swimming in the river. And let the rest of the world go by, is what this says. So we switch from all girls to all guys now. Well, no, now I think that's an African American guy there. Looks like maybe he's got on a chef's outfit or something. And we got some people in front of the train. Somebody peeking around there. It was a loose photo. Whoops. Well, we see some of these are glued down right here, but it looks like they pop right out, as evidenced by me popping that one out right there. Looks like these guys are up to no good. Are they playing dice or something? I don't know what they're doing. Looks like they're playing dice. Hey, Swellzo, Chevy Mania. All right, tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and start this, and we'll put 2 minutes on. Let's see, 12:30. Actually, I'll put 3 minutes on because we're probably just about halfway through. So let's go ahead and I'll do 3 minutes and 30 seconds. How about that? All right, it is running. So we'll see if we can get through the rest of the album in 3.5 minutes. What is that on her hat? Oh, look at this dress. That is awesome there. And her pearls, I guess. So there's some, I guess those look like cafeteria staff, maybe. Swimming in the river again. So, like a weir dam here or something, it looks like. I don't know what river this would be. Digging in the dirt. There's somebody going down the slide here. Probably like that metal probably gets 250 degrees in the summer. I can remember burning my leg many a time on the old metal slides. Uh, like maybe they've been fishing there. Look at this guy. Oh, I guess that's a fake beard they have on. Maybe it's like a costume party or something. Now we're to the snow. See, these look like class photos of some sort. Yeah, we're back to this school again. I wish we knew what school it was. Whoever wins this, you'll have to do some research and see if you can find out where it was. I mean, there might be something in here that says somewhere, a guy on the train track. Yeah, I don't know that we're going to make it through this whole album or not. I'm going to try to go a little faster. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll just kind of scan them. That may be like Lookout Mountain or something there. That looks like Lookout Mountain. Oh wow! I didn't realize. Almost about to hit $200. Thanks for the bids, everyone. There's some more rocks. A lot of balanced rocks through here. Sorry for the glare on some of these. Oh, look at the old lawnmower. Oh, look at the deer. The deer's just going for a ride. Oh, well, there's one hanging off the side too. Those must be the proud hunters there. Oh, look, and then this guy with the deer on his back. That's pretty wild. I guess he's getting ready to dress it with that big thing he has. All right, 15 seconds. Let's see if look at feeding some ostriches maybe there. The downtown building. Looks like Ferrari's Finds is going to take it. All right, thank you. And you'll have a few that'll be a surprise at the end because there's still a lot more pages in there that we didn't get to. So thanks for the bids on that, everybody. Yep, that was an awesome photo album. So, all right, now we'll do this next photo album. This one will not take near as long to get through, but it's still a cool photo album nonetheless. And the album itself's not in as good a condition, but it has this singing monk on the front, and it says postcards, I think. But and actually, it's a postcard album, not a photo album. So I think I said it had 21 postcards in it. There's that one. Let's see, what time is it? 15 more minutes. So we're still doing good. Let me just take this off again. That one's kind of cool. Are you there? Don't you think the man is his wife? What makes something? Oh, they're on the telephone. And here's one with some kind of funny looking man. Hey, Livy Lou. Hey, Deborah Moe. I guess Deborah Moe commented, you've been in here. But hello anyway. And I think there are a few more back here. There's that one, that one, that one, and that one, and that might be it. Yep, so all 21 of the postcards in this album, and we'll go ahead and start it. We'll just do this one for, when you're not run it for 3 minutes and 30 seconds, 15 seconds, and it is off and running. Thank you, Brad Leo, the Brandy Cabinet. Thanks for the bids. Thank you, Bill Waite. Hope everybody's having a good Valentine's Day so far. I don't know what we're going to do this afternoon. We may just go run some errands. I think we may go to Sprouts, the grocery store, and get some groceries. And I think my daughter's going to come over tonight. We're going to do dinner here. So nothing too exciting today. Kipper Knitter, thank you so much. All right, so let's see. Looks like we got. Let me go ahead and run this baseball magazine, then we'll run the wallet, and then we'll see how much time we have left. The wallet will take a second to go through. All right, so we have this old baseball magazine from 1953. It's in okay condition, does have Mickey Mantle on the cover. Here's the back. You can see there is somewhere on the back here. Got Pie Trainer there. Baseball statistics. There's Pepper Martin. So lots of good baseball pictures in here. I think it's got a whole section on like Mickey Mantle and Babe Ruth, like home run hitting. Let's see, I think it was right here. Well, there's Babe. I know there's an article about home run hitting that's got Mantle and Ruth. Yeah, home run big guns, Ruth the Mantle. So we'll go ahead and start this, and it is off and running. Baseball Magazine, 1953. Thank you, SSBC Jeff. Thank you, Cool Vintage Vibes, Kipper Knitter, everybody who's bidding. Looks like we got 13 minutes left, and then we'll be going to my fellow Tennessean, Millicent's Memories. She's in Middle Tennessee. I'm over here in East Tennessee. But we both have in common that we graduated from Tennessee Tech in Cookeville. So, all right. Thank you, SSBC Jeff. And looks like our last pre-bid we have is this wallet. So this is really cool. I was hoping when I found it that it would have money in it, but this came from a junk guy that I have a contact with, and anytime he cleans houses out, he'll call me when he has boxes of stuff. And this was in a big box of paper. So yeah, I was like, oh man, maybe it'll have some money in it, but it did not. But it's just, jam packed full of other stuff that he shoved in here. This is exactly the way I found it. So I assumed that this is, all his stuff that was in here. But there's a student ID from the University of Tennessee. You have some tickets to the Queen of Clubs charity ball. Uh, looks like receipts. Let's see what else is in here. Here's something about UT freshman testing. I think this may be the same guy who wrote the love letters that we saw earlier. There's a couple little calling cards, I guess, from his buddies. Let's see what this is. All by myself, something of my thoughts of my own. Speedo, let me explain. Poor me, I can't go on. I have no idea what that is. Here's towel service card from University of Tennessee. Bunch of towel service, or 3 towel service cards. Let's see what this is. Oh, a necklace for $5. Let's see, 10 more minutes. Then some kind of receipt for cash. There's a pay stub. He got $7, a whole $7. There's a receipt for Miller's, which was a local department store here in Knoxville. Then we get into some pictures. Happy New Year, Paradise. These look like either fraternity or high school prom or something. Guess I don't know if that's him and his girlfriend there. Yeah, probably, because that looks like the same person. So anyway, you got pictures in here. Oh, here's a Zales Jewelers. Let's see what this one is. Looks like he bought several pieces of jewelry. So it looks like payments for those. Hey, Rumpus Room Collectibles. Ooh, diamond ring. $295. Wonder if that was an engagement ring or just a diamond ring. And then the rest of this just looks like receipts. In the interest of time, we will not look through all those. And I'll put all this back in the wallet after the show. So we'll just stick it back here. And then this is all full as well. If I can get it out. Yeah, so Smile, Deaf Mutes, Alphabet. Looks like registration cards for school. There's some other like student ID there. So anyway, we'll go ahead and run this. There's a few things here as well. So all this starting at $1, and there we go. Let's see, maybe while that runs, I can get this back in here. Kipper Knitter is in. Renee Stark, Kipper Knitter. This is a polished cowhide wallet. The wallet's seen better days, but it's leather. All right, Kipper Knitter. Looks like we had one more pre-bid come in, so we'll go ahead and run that. And that was the Street and Smith's football magazines. And these are in varying degrees of condition. Let me get them pinned. So this one's Street and Smith's football. They're all from the 50s, I think. So, you know, a lot of good information inside, even if the cover's missing on that one. This one looks like the covers come off. But you have the All-American. This one's actually Stanley Woodward's football. It's not Street and Smith's. So there's an article in Alabama. 2 of my kids went to Alabama. I'm a Tennessee fan, but my loyalties can be bought to some extent. There's Street and Smith's 1955 yearbook. Is missing the cover, has come off of that one. The insides are in okay condition on these. And then finally, here's 1956. So, yeah, you can see not like any real staining or anything inside. It's mainly just the covers that are messed up. So we'll go ahead and start this, and that is running. Thanks for the bids, everyone. Stick around. Here in about 6 minutes, we'll go over to see Millicent's Memories. Yeah, Tennessee's awesome, especially East Tennessee. It is God's country here. Love the mountains, lots of lakes around here. Yeah, so uh, I have 4 kids, and not one of them went to Tennessee, nor did Tennessee Tech, where I went. I had my oldest went to College of Charleston. My second one went to Ole Miss, and then my 2 youngest both went to Alabama. But they all got good scholarships and actually went out of state cheaper than they could have gone in state. So it was fine. And, my son's kind of denounced Alabama since he's graduated. So I am proud of him for that, though. He's kind of come back to being a Tennessee fan because he did get his master's in accounting at UT. So he's got diplomas from both places. All right. So I don't see more pre-bids. So let me just grab a few things. And we'll just run through as many as we can before the show ends. Hey, Rennie. Yeah, we did have season passes to Dollywood. We're not going to renew them for next year. Just we've had them for a couple of years now, so we're going to take a break. Um, but yeah, we like going up there. It's just the traffic can get to be so bad sometimes. All right, we'll go ahead and run this Chevrolet owner's manual. And from 1971, we'll start the auction, and it is running. So, all the stuff you'd expect to find in a owner's manual. I'm not sure exactly which cars this is for specifically. Kipper Knitter says, I'll take it for $1. Here's how you determine if your tread's still good on your tires. Alrighty, there's that one. Hey, Heather Hill. So 4 minutes, maybe we can do, let's see if there's anything that looks like it'd be interesting to run. I'm not going to take these out, but we'll try these. It's a whole bunch of Christmas seals from, let's see, when were they from? It was from 1940, 1942, and 1944. And I'm not exactly sure how many are in there, but it's like close to full sheets of a couple. And so we'll go ahead and run it. Oops, let me run it from over here. All right, that's off and running. That's off and running. These would be great for scrapbooking, I guess. So thank you, Kipper Knitter. Yeah, there's the 1940. 1944. And then 1942. So right in the middle of World War II is that one. All right, Tammy's Passions took that one. Thank you so much. And let's see. So we got 2.5 minutes. Let me grab one more thing here. Let's do this calendar. I think it's a German calendar. If I can find it. So the calendar is complete. But it's all written in German. I mean, I'm not an expert in German, but I think I can translate that to be January. So looks like they just leave the I off stuff, or the Y off. Well, there's Mars. So anyway, you got a complete calendar. Got some pretty cool artwork in there. And if we go all the way to the back, it's got information about each of the pieces of artwork written in German, though. So, all right, we'll go ahead and run this. And that is Running. 1958 German calendar. SSBC Jeff said for $1, I'll take it. Nice windmill art there. All right. I don't see any more pre-bids. Let's see if does anybody know if Millicent's Memories is live yet? We can go ahead and rate her a little bit early since I don't have any more pre-bids. But I really okay, we'll go ahead and rate her in just a second. So thanks very much to everybody stopping by, bidding on stuff. It will all ship out on Tuesday, not Monday, since Monday's a postal holiday. And everybody have a happy Valentine's Day. And we will see you. My next scheduled show is not till a month from today. I'm part of Ephemerama, so I may run a show in between. So make sure you follow me, and we will see y'all next time. Let's go find Millicent's Memories now. All right, here we go. All right, everybody.